Well, calling this again, in and out of the crisis center. Well, we're going to call this video two options, CBI or jail. Because in the Phoenix area, metro area, we're not just talking about individual locations, and probably everywhere else across the state, even Tucson. When the police usually arrest you if you're drunk or you're high on substance like mainly methamphetamines or smoking fentanyl, they give you two options. Go to community bridges or CBI, or go to jail. Usually if you're halfway smart, you haven't rusted any brain cells, you want to go to CBI. But then people, they give you placement, they hook you up with recovery homes, put you in a 23-hour crisis unit. Then you decide whether you want a detox or if you have a petition served on you. It's both substance abuse and mental health. Depends on how severe the issue is. Police usually drop you off at night. So, but the other thing too, they're complaining about the fact that the local drug pushers want to, often sell to the homeless and the mentally ill. And, the main ethnic groups you see in and out of this crisis center in particular, but it ranges everywhere else too. But it's mostly blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans, Indians, whatever you want to call them. It's usually the blacks do. The main things out there. People are coming off, and I hear this because I go in and out of there. So you have people detoxing from alcohol, puking their guts out, going into the detox unit. You have people coming off meth. Sometimes it's Indians, sometimes it's whites, but usually it's Hispanics. Or some people try to, get on it just to feel good, or because they're bipolar and they think that's the way they use that to treat their anxiety. Oh, you should see what happens when they don't want a nicotine patch and they need a nicotine fix. They try to run out of the place or break out. Yeah. All it does is create more problems. But what I have learned, and what ICE and law enforcement should pick up on, is some of the hot spots. For example, if you go to Phoenix, there's an apartment complex near Cortez Park off 35th and I'm trying to think Northern Avenue or something like that. But anywhere like Cortez Park. There's a bunch of blacks who camp in there, and there's an apartment complex with blacks that wheel and deal fentanyl mainly. In Avondale, in the Tolson area, it's an apartment complex called Siegel Suites. I don't know the exact complexes. I'm not an addict. In Mesa, I don't know where they get it. But usually it's, there's another Indian woman by the name of Kelly Tilley, who I can't see at the moment. I don't want to see at the moment. Who's also wheeling and dealing outside of Paz de Cristo, Guerrero Park, and I don't know. What's the last one? Oh, yeah. St. Vincent de Paul, where they serve the homeless and the poor. I can't go back there right now, even though she's the one who called the security. I called 911. It's funny because the Mesa police use her to testify against me in an assault charge, but they don't do anything about her when every other person on the street who wanted to shake my hand afterwards after standing up to her knows that this woman deals drugs, smokes meth like clockwork from 8 a.m. right outside St. Vincent de Paul, right out on the bus stop. Do the Mesa police do anything? No. Which makes you wonder, is the narcotics division on the take and corrupt? Possibly, I can't prove that. But for ICE, who deals in human trafficking and drugs, where do they get it from? Oh, I've heard places like the pipeline before it comes to Phoenix. You might want to check out Eloy, probably near some truck stops. Oh, and for the DEA and the ICE and the people wanting to post to grab the dealers, just dress up as a homeless person, Go near the Circle K and the Quick Trip. That will start your trail on where to go. What do I want for this information? Well, I'll tell you what I want. Because Doug Ducey won't give it to me, because he's farmed everything out to 501c3 corporations in the government, I would like President Trump to give me a presidential pardon and have my charges set aside or expunged altogether. The other thing I want is, above all else, besides wanting a place to live, when they put me on COT, they took away my gun rights. And I was a law-abiding gun owner, and even still have my concealed weapons permit, which expires in 1 year. Yeah, see, right about, yeah. Right about there, yeah. So, how can a severely mentally ill person have that? Not so crazy. But when they put your ass on COT, they make you a prohibited possessor, and you got to go for a freaking Superior Court judge to get your rights back. So AG Barr, Trump, that's what I want. I want a pardon. I want my gun rights restored so I can get on with life, go to another state. Who knows? Maybe get another identity, like I wanted to back in 2019. There's some other stuff I'd only talk to one person about that you might be interested in. That I can't say on camera. Or in public, for that matter.